From the ghost of China's biggest mall to Spain's largest abandoned airport, the world of construction is filled with billion-dollar losses. And at number 17, let's look at a massive city plagued by controversy and financing issues. Forest City, a bold and ambitious integrated development, lies in Iskandar Puteri, Johor, Malaysia, promising an eco-friendly, futuristic urban lifestyle. Envisioned as a 20-year project in 2006 and backed by a consortium of Chinese real estate developers, it initially gained attention under China's Belt and Road Initiative. Officially inaugurated in 2016 by then Prime Minister Najib Razak and approved by the Sultan of Johor, Forest City was meant to redefine luxury living. A joint venture between Country Garden Holdings and Kumpulan Prasarana Rakyat Johor, it blended private investment with state support. However, its trajectory has been anything but smooth. The city was marketed to affluent Chinese buyers seeking affordable coastal alternatives to cities like Shanghai. Early sales were robust, but challenges soon emerged. China's leader, Xi Jinping, imposed currency controls, capping foreign expenditure, which led to plummeting sales. This was compounded by Malaysia's political instability during the 2020 to 2022 crisis and the global COVID-19 pandemic. By 2022, what was once hailed as a future-ready metropolis was widely described as a ghost town, far from its lofty projections of hosting 700,000 residents. By mid-2023, the population barely reached 9,000. Beyond financial hurdles, Forest City faced harsh criticism for its environmental impact. Constructed on reclaimed land, it disrupted delicate ecosystems, including the Tanjung Kupang seagrass meadow and Pulai River Mangrove Forest Reserve. These areas are internationally recognized for their ecological significance, but development proceeded without proper environmental assessments, resulting in irreversible damage. Local fishing communities, too, bore the brunt, with diminished catches and strained livelihoods. The project's rapid land reclamation led to safety concerns as cracks appeared in buildings and roads, hinting at unstable foundations. Critics suggested that the reclaimed land had insufficient time to settle, posing long-term structural risks. Internationally, the development strained relations with Singapore, prompting diplomatic interventions over water quality and navigational safety concerns. In 2018, political winds shifted when Mahathir Mohamed's government scrutinized foreign investments, including Forest City. Policies restricting foreign property ownership complicated matters further, leading to a resale market fraught with steep losses. The development's inability to cater to local Malaysians due to prohibitively high prices fueled discontent. Signage in Chinese and Mandarin-focused schools underscored the disconnect with local communities. As the pandemic unfolded, Forest City's decline accelerated. Travel restrictions and economic uncertainties dampened sales, forcing the developer to lay off significant portions of its workforce. The broader financial instability of Country Garden Holdings further compounded fears, with the company deferring debt payments and facing potential asset seizures. Yet, efforts to revitalize Forest City continue. In 2023, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim integrated the area into the Iskandar Malaysia Economic Zone as a special financial zone, SFZ, hoping to attract investors with duty-free incentives. Recent legislative moves aim to expand its appeal, but skepticism lingers. Critics argue that without addressing environmental concerns, integrating local communities, and creating genuine demand, the city's future remains uncertain. Forest City stands as a cautionary tale, a juxtaposition of ambition and oversight. Its gleaming high-rises and manicured landscapes tell a story of potential marred by missteps, offering lessons on balancing development with sustainability and inclusivity. Whether it can overcome its ghosts and rise anew, is a question only time will answer. Coming in at number 16 is a massive highway meant to connect North Africa with West Africa. Sadly, large sections of the road remain unfinished due to reasons that will leave you shocked. The Trans-Sahara Highway, or TAH2, is a remarkable symbol of ambition and collaboration, cutting through the vast Sahara Desert to connect 6 African nations: Algeria, Chad, Mali, Niger, Nigeria, and Tunisia. Stretching about 4,500 kilometers, approximately 3,106 miles, it links Algiers on the Mediterranean coast to Lagos on the Atlantic, earning alternative names like the Algiers-Lagos or Lagos-Algiers Highway. Known formally as the Trans-Saharan Road Corridor and fondly called the African Unity Road, this project is more than just a road. It's a vision for regional trade, transportation, and unity. The highway's history dates back to 1962, with construction ramping up in the 1970s. It aims to create a seamless link across one of the world's most challenging terrains. While it features modern innovations like the Trans-Saharan fiber optic backbone, which brings high-speed internet to the region, the highway's physical and policy frameworks are crucial to simplifying trade, improving migration systems, and developing logistical services. As impressive as the Trans-Sahara Highway is, it remains incomplete, reflecting both its ambitious scope and the challenges inherent in such a monumental project. While significant progress has been made, gaps persist, particularly in the central section between Algeria and Niger, which is still being paved. This incomplete status underscores the complexities of infrastructure development in regions characterized by extreme environments, economic limitations, and cross-border coordination challenges. Although 98% of the route is paved, the remaining unpaved sections highlight the work yet to be done before the highway achieves its full potential. In Algeria, which boasts about half the total length, the highway is mostly in excellent condition. From Algiers to Tamanrasset, the road is fully paved, including the segment to the Niger border at Inguedzam. However, crossing into Niger reveals the limitations of current infrastructure. While most of Niger's 985 kilometers have been paved, approximately 100 kilometers near Asamaka remain rough, sandy tracks, making navigation challenging for vehicles without high clearance. In Nigeria, the highway stretches 1,200 kilometers and is part of the national road network. However, road conditions vary widely, with some sections in excellent shape and others needing significant repairs. Maintenance challenges, particularly in areas with heavy traffic, underscore the need for sustained efforts to keep the route operational. The incompleteness of the Trans-Sahara Highway is further emphasized by the ambitious extensions planned to link neighboring countries like Tunisia, Mali, Chad, and Mauritania. These additional 3,600 kilometers of roads, while integral to the broader vision of the highway network, remain a distant goal, requiring significant investment and planning to bring them to life. Despite its incomplete status, the Trans-Sahara Highway is a cornerstone of Africa's connectivity projects. It's part of a network of 9 trans-African highways coordinated by the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA, the African Union, AU, and other international organizations. This collaborative effort highlights the shared commitment to unlocking Africa's economic potential. The incompleteness of the Trans-Sahara Highway doesn't diminish its importance. Instead, it underscores the scale of the achievement so far and the opportunities that lie ahead. With less than 100 kilometers of sandy tracks left in Niger and ongoing repaving efforts in other sections, the highway is edging closer to completion. When fully realized, it will not just be a road, but a symbol of Africa's determination to bridge divides, foster trade, and create pathways for growth and unity. It's surreal to think about places that were once teeming with life, like this island in Japan that has over 95% of its area off-limits due to dangerously unstable structures. Hashima Island, also known as Gunkanjima, or Battleship Island, is a tiny fragment of Japan's industrial past. Lying about 15 kilometers off Nagasaki's coast, the island captures a strange duality. Its abandoned concrete buildings and weathered seawalls stand as haunting reminders of a bygone industrial era. Yet they are also a testament to the darker aspects of history, particularly forced labor during World War II. The nickname Battleship Island isn't just poetic. From afar, Hashima's profile resembles a warship cutting through the waves, specifically the Japanese battleship Tosa. This striking visual has contributed to its global intrigue. Yet beneath the surface lies a history as layered as the crumbling concrete of its abandoned structures. Coal was first discovered on Hashima around 1810, but it wasn't until Mitsubishi Goshi Kaisha acquired the island in 1890 that it became a hive of activity. Undersea coal mines, some reaching depths of a kilometer, were carved out, and the island underwent massive land reclamation, tripling its original size. Mitsubishi didn't just build mines. They constructed Japan's first large reinforced concrete building in 1916, a 7-story apartment block designed to withstand typhoons. Over the decades, Hashima transformed into a self-contained microcosm of urban life, complete with schools, shops, a hospital, and even a pachinko parlor. By 1959, the island's population density was astonishing: 5,259 people crammed into just 6.3 hectares. It was an engineering marvel and a societal experiment, but also a pressure cooker of challenges, particularly for those forced to work in its mines. From the 1930s through the end of World War II, conscripted Korean civilians and Chinese prisoners of war endured harrowing conditions on Hashima. Underground temperatures soared to 30 degrees Celsius with 95% humidity, and the laborers faced exhaustion, malnutrition, and frequent accidents. Historical records estimate that between 137 and 1,300 laborers lost their lives here, a grim counterpoint to the island's industrial achievements. The post-war years brought prosperity as Japan's industrialization surged. But by the 1960s, the coal industry began its decline. Petroleum had become the new energy king, and Hashima's fate was sealed. In 1974, Mitsubishi officially closed the mine, and the island was abandoned. For decades, Hashima sat in silence, its concrete structures slowly succumbing to nature's relentless reclamation. Interest in Hashima rekindled in the 2000s as its haunting ruins captured the imagination of urban explorers and historians. By 2009, the island was partially reopened to tourists, with restored walkways allowing visitors to experience its ghostly charm. However, over 95% of the island remains off-limits due to safety concerns, as many structures are dangerously unstable. In 2015, Hashima gained UNESCO World Heritage status as part of the sites of Japan's Meiji Industrial Revolution. The designation wasn't without controversy. South Korea and other nations raised objections, citing the island's history of forced labor. While Japan agreed to acknowledge this darker chapter, critics argue that efforts to fully address the issue have fallen short. Displays at the Industrial Heritage Information Center in Tokyo have sparked international condemnation for their perceived historical revisionism, with UNESCO urging further revisions. Today, Hashima stands as a paradoxical symbol. On one hand, it represents the triumph of human ingenuity and industrial progress. On the other, it is a stark reminder of the human cost of that progress. Its crumbling walls and rusting beams tell stories of ambition, resilience, suffering, and neglect. Whether viewed as a cautionary tale or a cultural treasure, Hashima Island has left a mark on all who dare to explore its past. Brace up for this next project. Originally designed as a futuristic mall, but is now used as a detention center, El Helicoide, a massive futuristic structure nestled in Caracas, Venezuela, is a building of many faces. Its spiraling pyramid-like design hints at grandeur and modernity, but its dark and tumultuous history tells a tale of broken dreams and human suffering. Originally envisioned as a cutting-edge shopping mall, the structure now serves a grim purpose. It is a prison under the control of SEBIN, Venezuela's Bolivarian National Intelligence Service, where regular and political detainees endure systemic torture and human rights violations. This stark transformation from an architectural marvel to a high-profile detention center reveals much about the turbulence of Venezuela's political and social landscape. El Helicoide was born out of a bold ambition. Designed in 1956 by architects Pedro Neuberger, Dirk Bornhorst, and Jorge Romero Gutierrez, the building was meant to symbolize progress and modernity under the dictatorship of Marcos Pérez Jiménez. Its unique design featured a spiraling ramp over 4 kilometers long, allowing vehicles to drive directly into its interior. The plan included 300 luxury boutiques, 8 cinemas, a 5-star hotel, and even a heliport. This was to be more than just a shopping center. It was a city within a building, blending commerce, entertainment, and high-end living into a single, iconic structure. The cost of this ambitious project was set at $10 million in 1958, equivalent to approximately $90 million today. To make way for this marvel, shantytowns in San Agustin were demolished and families were displaced. For a brief moment, El Helicoide represented Venezuela's aspirations for the future. The grand dream of El Helicoide came crashing down in 1958, following the overthrow of Pérez Jiménez. The new government accused the developers of receiving illicit funds from the dictator and halted construction just as the project neared completion. Legal battles ensued, involving the developers, private investors, and the state. Even Nelson Rockefeller showed interest in reviving the project, but Venezuelan regulations stymied his efforts. By 1961, the project was abandoned, leaving behind an imposing skeletal structure that was both a marvel and a relic. Efforts to revive the project continued intermittently. In 1965, there were plans to finish the building by 1967, but these too failed. Meanwhile, looters stripped the site of valuable equipment, including high-speed Austrian elevators custom-made for the mall. What remained was a concrete shell, its potential unfulfilled. In 1975, the Venezuelan government took ownership of the abandoned structure, and by 1979, thousands of squatters had moved in. This chaotic chapter ended in 1982 when the squatters were evicted. Gradually, the government began repurposing El Helicoide, installing state agencies in its lower floors. Among these was the Directorate of Intelligence and Prevention Services, DISIP, which leased sections of the building starting in 1985. The building's military and political importance grew, particularly during periods of unrest. In 1992, El Helicoide sustained damage during a coup attempt, but the structure endured and its dome was repaired. By 2010, part of the building became home to the National Experimental Security University, UNIS, while other sections devolved into makeshift prisons. Under Nicolas Maduro's administration, El Helicoide gained infamy as a detention center for political prisoners. The cells, originally designed for other purposes, became overcrowded and squalid. Prisoners were subjected to physical and psychological torture, including beatings, electrocution, stress positions, and more inhumane practices. Conditions were dire, with no access to toilets or water in many areas, forcing detainees to sleep on the floor. The building's labyrinthine layout facilitated the creation of various cells, each with a grim reputation. Preventive I, nicknamed Infiernito, or Little Hell, housed new arrivals, while the Guarimbero and Guantanamo cells were notorious for their overcrowding and deplorable conditions. These spaces, originally envisioned as hubs of luxury and innovation, instead became symbols of Venezuela's political strife. El Helicoide stands as a paradox, a structure designed to embody progress that has become synonymous with regression. Its curved ramps, meant to guide shoppers through a utopia of commerce, now lead prisoners into darkness. Despite its tragic transformation, El Helicoide is an enduring symbol of Venezuela's complex history, its soaring ambitions, and its deepest failures. The story of El Helicoide reminds us that architecture is more than concrete and steel. It reflects the aspirations, struggles, and humanity of the society that builds it. Today, El Helicoide serves as a stark reminder of what could have been and what, tragically, it has become. Speaking of tragedy, this next project, once a bustling park, could never recover from the terrible hurricane that affected not just the park, but the entire city. Six Flags New Orleans stands as an eerie testament to the passage of time and the destructive power of nature. Nestled near the bustling intersection of Interstate 10 and Interstate 510 in New Orleans, this abandoned theme park holds a colorful yet somber history that continues to captivate thrill-seekers, urban explorers, and historians alike. Originally christened Jazzland, the park opened its gates on May 20th, 2000. Promising a world of entertainment to locals and visitors alike. Its journey, however, was marked by twists, turns, and a fateful disaster that sealed its fate. Jazzland emerged from nearly a decade of planning, spearheaded by Tom and Diane Winninda, who worked tirelessly to bring the idea to life. With a significant loan from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development HUD and partnerships with companies like Ogden Corporation, Jazzland finally became a reality. Spread across themed areas like Mardi Gras, Pontchartrain Beach and Cajun Country, it celebrated the culture and vibrancy of New Orleans. Its crown jewel was the Megaprojects, a steel-framed wooden roller coaster designed to withstand hurricane-force winds, inspired by the iconic Zephyr of Pontchartrain Beach Amusement Park. Despite its charm and unique attractions, Jazzland struggled financially. Its inaugural season drew over 1 million visitors, but by the second year, attendance had plummeted to around 560,000. Alpha Smart Parks, the company operating Jazzland, filed for bankruptcy in 2002. This prompted the city to search for a lifeline, which came in the form of a lease sale to Six Flags for $22 million. Under Six Flags, the park received a $20 million facelift, reopening in April 2003 with a new name, Six Flags New Orleans. The park was revitalized with shaded areas, new rides, and a fresh marketing campaign featuring the memorable Mr. Six, the dancing old man synonymous with fun. Popular rides like Batman, The Ride, an inverted coaster imported from Japan, and The Jester, a looping thrill ride from Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, added to its allure. Six Flags even planned a water park addition to further entice visitors. Yet, even with these investments, the park's future took an unexpected and catastrophic turn in 2005. On August 21, 2005, Six Flags New Orleans opened for what would be its last operational day. As Hurricane Katrina loomed, plans to reopen the following weekend were scrapped. The storm hit New Orleans with devastating force, inundating the park with floodwaters that remained for weeks. By 2006, Six Flags declared the property a total loss, and despite initial efforts to repair and reopen, the park was permanently closed. Six Flags salvaged several rides and terminated its lease in 2009, leaving the site in the hands of the Industrial Development Board of New Orleans. Proposals to redevelop the area have repeatedly failed, leaving the park in a state of disrepair. Over the years, its decaying structures have become a magnet for urban explorers and YouTubers, prompting the city to increase security and ban trespassers. In 2019, demolition was proposed as an option, but the estimated $1.3 million cost proved prohibitive. The property continued to generate some revenue as a filming location for movies and TV shows, preserving its ghostly allure. After years of false starts, Hope seemed to emerge in 2023 when Bayou Phoenix gained approval to redevelop the site. Yet progress remains slow and the city faces ongoing challenges with the property. As of November 2024, plans for demolition were briefly announced but abruptly halted due to contractor issues, leaving the future of the site as uncertain as ever. Six Flags. New Orleans is more than an abandoned amusement park. It's a symbol of resilience, loss, and the enduring mysteries that time leaves behind. While its roller coasters stand silent and its pathways overgrown, its story continues to inspire curiosity and a sense of wonder about what could have been and what still might be. Speaking of mysterious constructions, what began as a tragedy transformed into an unexpected spark of creativity that led to a brilliant new purpose no one saw coming. Nestled along the banks of the Mississippi River in Memphis, Tennessee, stands a monumental structure that captures both the city's historical ties and its modern ambitions. Known today as the Memphis Pyramid, this iconic building has worn many hats since its conception and continues to intrigue millions with its unique blend of history, architecture, and entertainment. The Memphis Pyramid's origins trace back to 1954, when Memphis artist Mark C. Hartz first envisioned three pyramids gracing the city's skyline. These structures were meant to echo the grandeur of the Great Pyramid of Giza, connecting Memphis, Tennessee to its Egyptian namesake. Though the project languished for decades, Mark's son, John Brent Hartz, revived the concept in the 1980s. His vision, brought to life by entrepreneur John Tigret, culminated in a single gleaming pyramid of bronze-colored glass. After years of planning and negotiation, construction began on September 15, 1989, and the doors opened on November 9, 1991. Standing at an impressive 321 feet with base sides stretching 591 feet, the Memphis Pyramid ranks among the 10 tallest pyramids in the world. Initially dubbed the Great American Pyramid, it was a striking addition to Memphis's skyline and a symbol of the city's aspirations. In its early years, the Pyramid Arena was a hub of athletic and entertainment activity. The arena, capable of seating over 20,000 people, became home to the University of Memphis Tigers basketball team in 1991. A decade later, it welcomed the Memphis Grizzlies, who played there from 2001 to 2004. Sports weren't the only draw. The Pyramid hosted a wide array of events, from basketball tournaments and professional boxing matches to concerts featuring icons like the Rolling Stones and Mary J. Blige. One of its most memorable moments came in June 2002, when the arena hosted the legendary Lennox Lewis vs. Mike Tyson boxing match, a fight that captivated fans worldwide. But not all events were about adrenaline. Pyramid also served as a venue for the Church of God in Christ's annual convocations, and even acted as a film set for Craig Brewer's Black Snake Moan. Despite its popularity, the Pyramid's time as a premier sports venue was short-lived. The opening of the state-of-the-art FedEx Forum in 2004 drew the Grizzlies and Tigers away, leaving the Pyramid in search of a new purpose. The years following the Pyramid's closure as an arena were marked by uncertainty. Proposals to transform the structure into everything from an aquarium to a casino failed to gain traction. Finally, a new chapter began when Bass Pro Shops stepped in with a bold vision for the Pyramid's future. After years of negotiation, the city of Memphis and Bass Pro Shops reached a deal in 2010, setting the stage for one of the most ambitious retail and entertainment projects in the region. The transformation took several years and significant investment, but on April 29, 2015, the Pyramid reopened as a sprawling Bass Pro Shops megastore. This wasn't just any store. It was a 535,000 square foot wonderland featuring a hotel, bowling alley, archery range, laser arcade, and even an observation deck offering breathtaking views of the Mississippi River. The store also housed the tallest freestanding elevator in America, leading visitors to a restaurant and bar perched at the pyramid's apex. With its blend of retail, hospitality, and entertainment, the new pyramid drew over 3 million visitors in its first year alone. Today, the Memphis Pyramid is a symbol of reinvention and resilience. It showcases how a city can preserve its historical connections while embracing innovation. From its origins as a glimmering architectural dream to its current role as a retail and entertainment powerhouse, the pyramid continues to captivate visitors and stand as a testament to Memphis's unique spirit. Thought you'd seen it all? This abandoned airport was once the world's busiest in the world. Prepare to be amazed and maybe a little creeped out. Berlin Tempelhof Airport was once one of the most important airports in the world and a proud landmark of Berlin. Located in the Tempelhof-Schöneberg district, this airport was more than just a place for planes to land and take off. It had a rich history, a unique design, and a major role in shaping the city's aviation story. However, its journey ended in 2008, leaving behind memories, controversies, and a new purpose. Tempelhof officially became an airport in 1923, and its first terminal was built in 1927. But in the 1930s, the Nazis decided to expand it into something extraordinary. The new design made Tempelhof stand out with its massive curved roof that shielded passengers from rain and sun. At one point, the airport's terminal was one of the largest buildings in the world and included a unique underground train station. This station, now called Platz der Luftbrücke, was renamed to honor the Berlin airlift, a heroic event that forever tied Tempelhof to history. The Berlin airlift in 1948-49 was one of Tempelhof's most iconic moments. When Soviet forces blocked supplies from reaching West Berlin, the Allies used Tempelhof as a lifeline, flying in food, coal, and essential goods. The airport became a symbol of resilience and unity, proving that air travel could do much more than move people. It could save lives. In its later years, Tempelhof wasn't as busy or flashy as some of its competitors. Its shorter runways meant it couldn't handle giant planes like the ones seen at Brandenburg Airport today. Still, it had its share of memorable visitors, including the massive Boeing 747 and the Lockheed Galaxy, which awed onlookers during special exhibitions. By the 1990s, plans were in motion to centralize Berlin's air traffic at one major airport. This meant Tempelhof and Tegel Airport would eventually have to close. Despite protests and a failed referendum to save it, Tempelhof's last flight took off on October 30th, 2008. The farewell was bittersweet, with ceremonies, candlelit vigils, and a touching finale of historic planes taking to the skies one last time. Tempelhof didn't fade into oblivion after its closure. The vast airfield was transformed into Tempelhofer Feld, a massive park where Berliners now enjoy picnics, sports, and kite flying. During the 2015 European migrant crisis, the airport's buildings even served as emergency shelters for refugees, showcasing yet another way this space could serve people in need. Today, Tempelhof stands as a reminder of Berlin's complex past and a beacon of how the city constantly reinvents itself. Whether you visit for its historical significance, its sprawling park, or just to imagine the roar of planes from a bygone era, Tempelhof remains a fascinating piece of Berlin's story. But at number 11, the Dead Mall, once a thriving hotspot, is now a ghost of its former glory. Let's uncover the mystery behind the haunting story of how this vibrant hub faded into silence. In Dongguan, China, the South China Mall, also known as Huanan Mall, holds an intriguing story. Opened in 2005, it was a bold ambition brought to life, aiming to be the ultimate retail destination and boasting a staggering 892,000 square meters of total area. Initially celebrated as the world's largest shopping mall, surpassing the Golden Resources Mall, its journey was anything but smooth sailing. The mall's origins are rooted in the vision of Hu Guirong, a billionaire who amassed his fortune in the instant noodle industry. He envisioned a retail wonderland that would attract shoppers from nearby affluent cities like Guangzhou and Shenzhen. However, despite its grandeur, the mall struggled to find its footing in a city largely inhabited by low-income migrant workers who couldn't resonate with its high-end offerings. By 2008, over 99% of the retail spaces sat vacant, with the few occupied spots housing Western fast food chains near the entrance. South China Mall became infamous as a dead mall, with its vast corridors eerily empty and echoing with unrealized potential. The once dreamed-of Shangri-La Hotel was left unfinished, and by 2010, parts of the mall were repurposed, like a parking structure turned into a kart racing track. The artificial indoor canals, once meant to evoke Venice, had waters that had turned murky green. It was a symbol of grandeur, overshadowed by miscalculated execution. In an effort to revive its fortunes, the mall was rebranded as New South China Mall Living City in 2007 under the stewardship of Founder Group, a subsidiary of Peking University, which acquired a controlling stake from Hu Guirong. Renovation efforts were launched to breathe new life into the space, targeting middle-class shoppers and pivoting toward experience-based attractions. Despite these efforts, progress was slow, and large portions of the mall remained unused even years later. Notably, the mall's design is a tribute to international culture, divided into 7 themed zones inspired by destinations like Venice, Paris, and California. Highlights include a replica of the Arc de Triomphe, a scaled-down version of Venice's St. Mark's Bell Tower, and a canal system complete with gondolas stretching over 2 kilometers. By 2015, the narrative began to shift, albeit cautiously. CNN reported that some areas of the mall were bustling with shops, restaurants, and entertainment venues after extensive renovations. However, large sections still remained vacant, and renovations continued in the hopes of fully utilizing the sprawling space. By 2020, reports indicated a significant improvement, with an occupancy rate of 91%, and projections of hitting 98% the following year. Despite these optimistic figures, more recent observations in 2024 still highlight large vacant areas, particularly on the upper floors, suggesting that the journey toward full vibrancy remains a work in progress. South China Mall also offers unique attractions like an IMAX-style cinema, a theme park, and C-Cube, a marine mammal park. These additions have helped draw families and experience seekers, contributing to its evolving identity as a mixed-use destination. The central square has been revitalized with greenery and new lighting, and night markets add a touch of liveliness to its surroundings. Despite its rocky history, South China Mall tells a tale of persistence and reinvention. From the excitement of its launch to the desolation of its early years, and its ongoing attempts to thrive, the mall is a fascinating case study in ambition, adaptation, and the challenges of creating something huge. It's true that COVID-19 wreaked havoc, but nothing compares to the pandemic's devastating impact on this next project. Hong Kong West Kowloon Station, or WEK, is a remarkable hub at the crossroads of Hong Kong and mainland China's vast high-speed rail network. Nestled in the Jordan area of Kowloon, this state-of-the-art station serves as the southern terminus of the Guangshengang XLR. It offers a seamless connection to China's sprawling high-speed rail system via dedicated tunnels, providing travelers with an efficient way to journey between Hong Kong and major cities in mainland China. What makes this station especially intriguing is its dual nature. While physically located in Hong Kong, a designated area within the station, known as the Mainland Port Area, operates under the laws of mainland China. This unique arrangement allows passengers to clear customs and immigration without leaving the building, thanks to a co-location arrangement that simplifies cross-border travel. The construction of this impressive terminal was spearheaded by the MTR Corporation Limited, acting as the project manager on behalf of the Hong Kong government. The station is a testament to modern engineering and meticulous planning, with its underground footprint extending into the nearby West Kowloon Cultural District. Its location strategically places it near key transport lines such as the Airport Express, Tung Chung Line and Tuen Ma Line, ensuring effortless connectivity within the city. However, even this marvel of modern infrastructure wasn't immune to global disruptions. The station experienced an unprecedented closure from January 30th, 2020 to January 15th, 2023 due to COVID-19 restrictions. When it finally reopened, services resumed in phases, with full operations kicking off by April 1st, 2023, much to the relief of commuters and businesses alike. Unfortunately, this cannot be said for the next project, seemingly stuck in neutral, with every failed attempt to start construction steering it closer to being left behind. 9. The high-speed rail link, Brazil. The Rio-São Paulo high-speed rail project, also known as the TAVR-JSP, is an ambitious transportation plan that has captured the imagination of many Brazilians. This futuristic rail system is designed to connect two of Brazil's largest and most vibrant cities, São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. Despite its promising potential, the project has been riddled with delays, redesigns, and moments of uncertainty, transforming its story into a roller coaster of hopes and setbacks. The concept of a high-speed rail between São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro was not born overnight. Initially, the idea stemmed from a project called Expresso Bandeirantes, aimed at linking São Paulo to Campinas. However, in 2007, the Brazilian government shifted gears, concluding that a single line connecting Campinas, São Paulo, and Rio de Janeiro would be more efficient and beneficial. This new route was to span an impressive 518 kilometers, promising to revolutionize travel in the region. By December 2009, the government was actively preparing for the bidding process. A scoring system was outlined, giving 70% weight to the project's construction costs and 30% to ticket pricing. Optimism was high, and the original timeline projected the train would be operational by 2014, just in time for the FIFA World Cup. However, as early as 2010, it became clear that the timeline was overly ambitious, with the opening date pushed to late 2016. The bidding process for the TAV-RJSP faced numerous challenges. In 2011, foreign technology providers expressed difficulty in finding Brazilian construction partners willing to invest. As a result, the government postponed the bidding date multiple times, attempting to restructure the process by separating the bids for technology suppliers and construction contractors. Despite these efforts, no proposals were submitted during the 2011 bidding ceremony, leaving the project stalled yet again. Hopes were reignited in 2020 when the governor of Rio de Janeiro, Wilson Witzel, expressed interest in reviving the high-speed rail project. Around the same time, Hyperloop TT proposed an alternative futuristic Hyperloop system that could potentially connect São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro in a mere 25 minutes. While intriguing, the Hyperloop idea has yet to gain traction as a serious replacement for the high-speed rail. The most significant recent development came in 2023 when TAV Brazil received authorization to plan, construct and operate a redesigned version of the high-speed rail line. This new plan initially excluded the São Paulo-Campinas branch and airport stations, relocating the main stations in both cities. However, by September, TAV Brazil's CEO announced a return to the original station locations, Barão de Mauá in Rio and Água Branca in São Paulo, marking a nod to the project's historical roots. Once operational, the TAV-RJSP promises to be a game-changer for transportation in Brazil. Covering the 412 kilometers between Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo in just 1 hour and 25 minutes, the train is designed to travel at a maximum speed, of 360 kilometers per hour. With an estimated capacity of 855 passengers per train and fares ranging from 150 to 250 Rs during off-peak hours, the rail system aims to offer both efficiency and affordability. Although the project has encountered significant hurdles, including financial constraints, logistical challenges, and shifting political priorities, its potential impact is undeniable. By providing a fast, reliable, and sustainable alternative to air and road travel, the TAV-RJSP could transform the way Brazilians move between their two largest cities. Coming in at number 7 is a group of islands that not only has some of its resorts abandoned, it has suffered severe damage because of its vulnerability to natural disasters. 7. Cook Islands Resort. Expansion. The Cook Islands, known locally as Kuki Irani, is a captivating island nation nestled in Polynesia, part of the vast and beautiful Oceania region of the South Pacific Ocean. Comprising 15 islands that collectively cover a modest land area of 236.7 square kilometers, the Cook Islands' territorial reach extends far beyond its shores. Its exclusive economic zone sprawls over a staggering 1.96 million square kilometers of ocean, a testament to its expansive maritime territory. At the heart of this island, paradise, lies Avarua, the capital, situated on the largest and most populous island, Rarotonga. Despite its small size, the Cook Islands enjoys a unique political arrangement. It is a self-governing territory in free association with New Zealand, a status that grants it the freedom to manage its internal affairs while benefiting from New Zealand's support in areas like defence and foreign relations. However, in recent years, the Cook Islands has been assertively carving out its own identity on the global stage. Since the early 2000s, it has developed an independent foreign and defence policy, a significant step for a nation of its size. Although it does not have a traditional military force, the Cook Islands Police Service patrols its vast waters with the Te Kukupa II, a Guardian-class patrol boat provided by Australia. This move highlights the nation's focus on protecting its marine resources and asserting its sovereignty. One of the most notable figures in this independent journey is Henry Puna, a Cook Islander who served as the Secretary General of the Pacific Islands Forum from 2021 to 2024. His leadership on the regional stage underscored the Cook Islands' growing influence in Pacific affairs. While most Cook Islanders hold dual citizenship with New Zealand, they also have a distinct national identity, recognized as Cook Islands nationals, a status that sets them apart from other New Zealand citizens. Rarotonga, the bustling hub of the Cook Islands, is home to nearly 11,000 of the nation's total population of around 15,000. It serves as the gateway to the islands, with Rarotonga International Airport welcoming visitors from around the world. Tourism is the lifeblood of the Cook Islands economy, drawing over 168,000 visitors in 2018 alone. Travelers are enchanted by its pristine beaches, lush landscapes, and vibrant culture. Beyond tourism, the Cook Islands also relies on offshore banking, pearl farming, and the export of marine and agricultural products to sustain its economy. Interestingly, while the Cook Islands' resident population is relatively small, its diaspora is significantly larger. In New Zealand, over 80,000 people identify as being of Cook Islands descent, while Australia is home to approximately 28,000 Cook Islanders. This diaspora plays a vital role in maintaining cultural ties and contributing to the island's development through remittances and cultural exchanges. The name Cook Islands pays homage to the British explorer Captain James Cook, who visited the islands in the 1770s. However, the islands were known by other names long before Cook's arrival. The Spanish explorers, who first sighted the islands in the early 1600s, named Rakahanga Gente Hermosa, or Beautiful People. The Russian admiral Adam Johann von Krusenstern later referred to the southern group of islands as the Cook Islands in the 1820s, and the name eventually encompassed the entire archipelago. Despite the name's colonial origins, recent discussions have explored adopting a new name that better reflects the island's Polynesian heritage. While no official change has been made, these conversations highlight the Cook Islands' ongoing journey toward embracing its cultural identity and independence. The Cook Islands' history stretches back over 1,000 years, when Polynesian settlers, likely from nearby Tahiti, first arrived around 1000 AD. These early inhabitants established a rich culture that continues to thrive today. The first recorded European contact occurred in 1595, when Spanish navigator Álvaro de Mendaña sighted the island of Puka Puka. Over the centuries, various explorers, missionaries, and traders visited the islands, each leaving their mark. The island's relationship with the British Empire began in the late 19th century, when fears of French expansion in the Pacific prompted local leaders to seek British protection. By 1901, the Cook Islands were officially annexed by New Zealand, marking the start of a long and complex relationship that culminated in the islands achieving self-governing status in 1965. Today, the first Monday in August is celebrated annually as Constitution Day, commemorating this significant milestone. Geographically, the Cook Islands are a tropical paradise, with volcanic origins that have given rise to stunning landscapes and coral atolls. The islands are divided into two groups: the southern Cook Islands, where most of the population resides, and the more remote northern Cook Islands. This natural beauty, however, comes with its challenges. The islands are vulnerable to tropical cyclones, with notable storms like cyclones Martin and Percy causing significant damage in the past. Despite these challenges, the Cook Islands are committed to preserving their natural environment. In 2017, they established Marae Moana, the world's largest marine protected area, highlighting their dedication to environmental conservation. The Cook Islands' culture is deeply rooted in Polynesian traditions, with Christianity playing a significant role in daily life. The majority of the population belongs to the Cook Islands Christian Church, while other denominations such as Catholicism and Seventh-day Adventism also have a presence. Economically, the Cook Islands face the typical challenges of a small island nation, including limited natural resources and reliance on foreign aid, primarily from New Zealand. However, the islands have found a niche in offshore banking and asset protection, attracting international investors seeking to shield their assets from legal scrutiny. This sector, along with tourism, plays a crucial role in the island's economy. In recent years, the Cook Islands have made significant strides on the global stage. In 2023, the United States formally recognized the Cook Islands' sovereignty, a milestone that underscores the nation's growing importance in the Pacific region. The Cook Islands may be small in size, but their spirit, culture, and ambitions are vast. With a rich history, breathtaking landscapes, and a resilient population, they continue to thrive as a unique and vibrant part of the Pacific. Whether you visit for the beaches, the culture, or the warm hospitality, the Cook Islands offer an unforgettable experience in the heart of Polynesia. Next up is a bridge that got worn out as a result of the insane pressure on this vital crossing. You'll be surprised at how they handled the situation. 6. The Iron Cove Bridge Extension. The Iron Cove Bridge stands as a testament to Sydney's evolving infrastructure, a link not only between the suburbs of Drummoyne and Rozelle, but also between the past and the present. Nestled across Iron Cove, an arm of Sydney Harbour, Port Jackson, this heritage-listed bridge carries Victoria Road, and serves as a crucial artery for the city's bustling traffic. However, the current bridge is not the first to span this stretch of water. Its story begins with a predecessor, a marvel of 19th century engineering that once graced the same spot. The first Iron Cove Bridge, opened on November 22, 1882, was a structure of wrought iron lattice girders, a design typical of its era. Construction began in April 1878, and the bridge featured 9 spans, each measuring 38.5 meters in length, supported by 8 piers in the water. With a total length of 347 meters and a width of 7 meters, it provided a critical ferry-free route for road traffic from Sydney to the North Shore via Drummoyne, Ryde, and eventually Lane Cove. This bridge was not only a practical solution for improving transport, but also a symbol of Sydney's growth and connectivity. However, time and increasing traffic demands took their toll. By the mid-20th century, the need for a more robust structure was evident. When the original bridge was replaced in 1955, its legacy did not simply fade away. Ingeniously, the lattice girders were repurposed for constructing new bridges in the Forbes district of New South Wales, where they continue to serve, a testament to their durability and historical significance. The modern Iron Cove Bridge, which replaced the original structure, opened to traffic on July 30, 1955. Designed by Laurie Challis from the NSW Department of Main Roads and constructed by Hornibrook Mackenzie Clark, P.T. Lowndeed, this steel truss bridge represented a leap forward in both design and capacity. Its total length of 461.26 meters, supported by a combination of plate girder and Pratt truss spans, allowed for 4 lanes of traffic within a roadway width of 13.7 meters. One of the bridge's most striking features is its interwar Art Deco-inspired piers and abutments, lending it a distinctive aesthetic appeal. Moreover, it was the last steel truss bridge in New South Wales to be assembled using rivets before high-strength bolts became the standard. Initially designed to accommodate 4 lanes, a 5th lane was later added to the southwest side, cantilevered outside the trusses to manage the increasing volume of vehicles. For decades, this bridge handled the ebb and flow of Sydney's traffic, switching lane configurations to adapt to morning and evening peak demands. Yet as the city continued to grow, so too did the pressure on this vital crossing. By the early 2000s, it became clear that even the sturdy 1955 bridge could no longer meet the demands of modern traffic. In April 2009, the New South Wales government approved plans for a second bridge over Iron Cove as part of the Inner West Busway project. This decision was met with significant resistance from local residents and councils, particularly those in Drummoyne and Rozelle. Concerns ranged from the environmental impact on parklands to fears that traffic congestion would persist despite the expansion. Despite the protests, construction began in July 2009 and the new bridge opened on January 28, 2011. Located on the western side of the original structure, the new box girder bridge features 3 westbound lanes, with one designated as a morning peak bus lane. Additionally, a 4.3-meter wide grade-separated pedestrian and cycle path was incorporated, providing a safe and scenic route for walkers and cyclists alike, linking the Bay Run and Victoria Road. With the new bridge handling westbound traffic, the 1955 bridge was reconfigured to carry 3 lanes of city-bound traffic, along with a dedicated bus lane. This arrangement has improved traffic flow and enhanced public transport reliability along one of Sydney's busiest corridors. Today, the Iron Cove Bridge is more than just a conduit for vehicles. It is a symbol of Sydney's resilience and adaptability, reflecting the city's ability to preserve its heritage while embracing modernity. From the sandstone abutments of the original bridge that quietly stand as guardians of history to the sleek, functional lines of the 2011 edition, Iron Cove Bridge tells a story of progress, community, and the delicate balance between preserving the past and meeting the future. As motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians cross Iron Cove daily, few may pause to consider the rich history beneath their feet. Yet, the bridge remains a silent witness to over a century of change, a steadfast link between yesterday's ambitions and today's realities. And as the city continues to evolve, Iron Cove Bridge stands ready to carry the weight of Sydney's future while honoring the legacy of its past. Imagine creating a masterpiece that no one wants. That's exactly what happened to this massive airport in South Madrid. Ciudad Real Central Airport. Ciudad Real International Airport, CRIA, with its storied past and ambitious beginnings, remains one of Spain's most intriguing infrastructure projects. Known previously as Central Airport CR, Don Quixote Airport, and South Madrid Airport, this airport stands as a testament to visionary ambition and the challenges of real-world implementation. Located south of Ciudad Real in Spain, it was constructed with an impressive €1.1 billion investment and opened in 2009, proudly earning the distinction of being Spain's first private international airport. CRIA's debut was nothing short of ambitious. With a runway stretching 4,100 meters, one of the longest in Europe, the facility was designed to accommodate the largest commercial airliners, including the Airbus A380. Its passenger terminal boasted the capacity to process 2 million travelers annually, with the potential to expand for 10 million. Cargo operations were planned to handle 47,000 tons a year, while facilities for private and sport flights were also included. Adding to its futuristic promise, a 300-meter-long footbridge was built to connect the airport to the Madrid-Seville high-speed rail line, which was expected to slash travel times to Madrid and Córdoba to under an hour. Unfortunately, the station that would have made this connection a reality was never constructed. Despite its potential, CRIA faced immediate challenges. When it opened in 2009, initial flights to Palma de Mallorca, Barcelona, and Gran Canaria offered hope. International operations began in 2010 with Ryanair launching flights from London Stansted. However, this success was short-lived. Ryanair's service ended within months, citing financial disagreements and insufficient passenger numbers. By late 2011, the airport's only remaining airline, Vueling, withdrew, leaving the grand facility eerily empty. The airport's financial troubles culminated in bankruptcy in 2012, just 3 years after its inauguration. Several factors contributed to CRIA's downfall. Its location, while strategic in theory, proved problematic in practice. Situated approximately 200 kilometers from Madrid, the airport's accessibility suffered without the planned high-speed rail link. Additionally, its construction in a bird special protection area required extensive modifications, delaying the opening and inflating costs. Furthermore, the financial crisis of 2008 dampened air travel across Spain, and Madrid-Barajas Airport's expansion overshadowed CRIA's offerings. After its closure in 2012, CRIA seemed destined to become a symbol of failed ambition. However, in 2016, the airport was sold to CR International Airport SL, CRIA. Following years of financial and bureaucratic hurdles, operations resumed in 2019. Although scheduled passenger flights were absent, the airport pivoted to aircraft maintenance, dismantling, and cargo services. Irish firm Direct Aero Services and Spanish company Jet Aircraft Services opened facilities on site, marking a shift in focus. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the airport found a new purpose as a storage hub for grounded planes. By mid-2020, it housed over 80 aircraft from airlines like Vueling, Iberia and Virgin Atlantic, solidifying its reputation as a premier storage facility in Europe. Cargo operations also resumed, with medical supplies flown in from Guangzhou to support pandemic relief efforts. Even with its reinvention, CRIA faced ongoing hurdles. Temporary closures in 2021 and 2023 due to financial disputes with suppliers highlighted the lingering instability. Yet solutions were found each time, and the airport continued to adapt. Its strategic location and specialized facilities kept it relevant, even as passenger services remained a distant dream. Though high-speed rail plans never materialized, CRIA is well connected by road. The A41 motorway provides links to nearby cities, while additional routes connect the airport to Valencia, Alicante, and beyond. A single bus service operated by ALSA now connects the airport with Granada, albeit with restrictions on local travel. Ciudad Real International Airport is more than an aviation facility. It is a story of ambition, missteps, and reinvention. From its grand opening as Spain's first private airport to its transformation into a specialized hub, CRIA has navigated turbulent skies. While its future as a passenger airport remains uncertain, its ability to adapt and find new niches showcases resilience in the face of adversity. For now, CRIA stands as a reminder that even lofty dreams can find new purposes, albeit in unexpected ways. Similar to Ciudad Real International Airport, this next project was created yet no one used it because of a referendum against nuclear energy. Nuclear power plant Zwentendorf. The Zwentendorf nuclear power plant holds a unique place in Austria's history, not as a source of energy, but as a remarkable relic of a pivotal moment in the nation's environmental and energy policy. Nestled in the quiet Austrian countryside, this plant, envisioned as a cornerstone of the country's energy future, is now a testament to the power of public opinion and the evolving priorities of energy generation. Construction of Zwentendorf began in April 1972, marking the start of Austria's foray into nuclear power. Designed as a boiling water reactor with an impressive 692 megawatt capacity, it was a collaboration among Austria's major electric power companies. The project was ambitious, costing an estimated 5.2 billion Austrian shillings, around 1.4 billion euros today, after adjusting for inflation. Its towering 110-meter ventilation stack was an unmistakable sign of technological progress, or so it seemed. By 1978, the construction was complete and the plant was ready to go live. However, a turning point came with a nationwide referendum on November 5, 1978. The question was simple, yet profound. Should Zwentendorf commence operation? The response was razor-thin but decisive. A majority of 50.47% voted against it. This decision wasn't just a vote on Zwentendorf, it was a declaration of Austria's stance on nuclear energy. Following this public decision, the Austrian government passed a law prohibiting the use of nuclear power for electricity generation. Although Zwentendorf never powered homes or industries, it wasn't abandoned to decay. Instead, the plant found new roles, adapting to serve the needs of science, education, and innovation. Over time, parts of it were deconstructed, and a nearby thermal power station, the Dürnrohr Power Station, was built to compensate for the energy gap. The once controversial site is now a hub for diverse activities that blend history with cutting-edge applications. In 2005, EVN Group, an Austrian energy company, acquired the plant. Under their stewardship, Zwentendorf became a dynamic venue for training and creative pursuits. It serves as a security training center, hosts filming and photography sessions, and accommodates other unique events. In 2025, it will even be the stage for the ENRICH European Robotics Hackathon, further cementing its role as a space for technological advancement. Adding to its transformation, the site houses the Photovoltaic Forschungszentrum Zwentendorf, a research center developed in collaboration with the Technical University of Vienna. Equipped with a 190-kilowatt photovoltaic system, the center not only symbolizes Austria's pivot to renewable energy, but also supports ongoing research into solar technologies. The plant also plays a crucial role in education. Kraftwerksschule e.V., an organization specializing in operator training, uses Zwentendorf as a hands-on learning environment. The plant's unusual status, never active yet fully constructed, makes it a perfect site for practical training without the risks associated with operational reactors. Visitors, whether curious individuals or groups with specific research interests, can tour the site, making Zwentendorf a fascinating blend of history and innovation. Austria's relationship with nuclear power remains unique. While Zwentendorf never fulfilled its intended purpose, it has become something more. A monument to democratic decision-making, a testament to Austria's commitment to renewable energy, and a versatile facility that continues to contribute to science and society in unexpected ways. Now to our top 3 abandoned construction projects. Let's go back in history to explore a resort with planned tourist-centric structures now rusting under jungle overgrowth. Third, Chichen Itza's modern resort. Chichen Itza stands as a remarkable testament to the ingenuity and cultural richness of the Maya civilization. Nestled in the Tinum municipality of Yucatan, Mexico, this vast pre-Columbian city flourished during the terminal Classic period and continued to wield influence into the early post-Classic era. Today, Chichen Itza attracts millions of visitors, eager to immerse themselves in its rich history and marvel at its architectural grandeur. The name Chichen Itza itself is steeped in meaning. In the Yucatec Maya language, it translates to "at the mouth of the well of the Itza," a nod to the nearby cenotes that sustained the city. The Itza people, whose name evokes enchantment and water, were the dominant force behind this city's rise. Their influence and cultural dynamism are evident in the variety of architectural styles found at the site, ranging from local Maya traditions to elements reminiscent of central Mexico. From around AD 600 to AD 1200, Chichen Itza emerged as a regional powerhouse. Its location in the northern Maya lowlands made it a strategic center for trade, politics, and cultural exchange. During its zenith, the city may have had the most diverse population among Maya cities, which could explain its eclectic architectural styles. Structures like the Temple of Kukulkan, the Great Ball Court, and the Temple of the Warriors are emblematic of the city's multifaceted identity. These buildings not only reflect Maya ingenuity, but also hint at a complex network of cultural diffusion rather than direct conquest from other regions. Chichen Itza's political organization remains a topic of scholarly debate. Some theories propose a council-based multipal system, where multiple elite families share power. However, more recent evidence suggests that the city might have been governed by a central ruler or dynasty, much like other Maya city-states. The city's natural landscape played a crucial role in its development. The presence of cenotes, natural sinkholes providing a year-round water source, made Chichen Itza an attractive settlement. The cenote sagrado, or sacred cenote, holds particular significance. This site was not just a practical water source, but also a religious hub. Rituals, including human sacrifices, were performed here to honor Chak, the Maya rain god. Archaeological findings, such as jade artifacts, pottery, and human remains, underscore the cenote's role as a spiritual focal point. Visitors to Chichen Itza are greeted by a series of stunning structures, each with its own story to tell. At the heart of the site stands El Castillo, also known as the Temple of Kukulkan. This pyramid, nearly 100 feet high, is an engineering marvel. Its design aligns with astronomical events, such as the equinox, when a serpent-shaped shadow appears to slither down the pyramid steps. This interplay of architecture and celestial observation highlights the Mayas' advanced understanding of astronomy. Nearby, the Great Ball Court speaks to the social and ceremonial life of the Maya. This massive arena hosted games that were more than just entertainment. They were deeply symbolic, often tied to religious and cosmological themes. Other notable structures include the Temple of the Warriors, surrounded by a forest of stone columns, and El Osario, another step pyramid with a temple atop it. The site also features residential and commercial areas, like the El Mercado marketplace, reflecting a well-organized urban center. Chichen Itza's prominence waned by the 13th century due to political shifts and the rise of rival cities like Mayapan. However, the city was never truly abandoned. When Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century, they encountered a thriving local population. Over time, the site fell into obscurity until it was rediscovered in the 19th century. Efforts to preserve and restore its monuments began in earnest, and today the site is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Modern technology continues to unveil the secrets of Chichen Itza. In 2016, researchers discovered a smaller pyramid hidden within El Castillo, believed to have been an earlier structure with religious significance. Such findings underscore that Chichen Itza is not just a relic of the past, but an active field of study that deepens our understanding of the Maya. Chichen Itza remains a vibrant link to a civilization that excelled in art, science, and governance. Its blend of architectural brilliance and historical depth ensures that it continues to captivate the imaginations of all who visit or study it. For the Maya, this city was a place of power, spirituality, and community. For us today, it is a window into the extraordinary world of one of humanity's greatest civilizations. Let's travel down to the UK to explore an abandoned mid-river construction phase for one of the UK's largest bridges. Second Humber Bridge Connecting Tower. The Humber Bridge is one of the most iconic structures in the UK, standing as a testament to human ingenuity and the drive to connect communities. Spanning the Humber estuary, it links Hessle in East Yorkshire to Barton-upon-Humber in North Lincolnshire, serving as a vital artery for both locals and travellers. At 2,220 metres, 1.38 miles long, and with a central span of 1,410 metres, 0.88 miles, the Humber Bridge was the longest single-span suspension bridge in the world when it opened on June 24, 1981. Although surpassed by Japan's Akashi Kaikyo Bridge in 1998, it remains the longest in Britain and the Western Hemisphere, and still holds the record as the longest pedestrian-accessible suspension bridge globally. Plans for a crossing over the Humber began as early as the 1930s, with debates over whether to construct a bridge or tunnel. A bridge was chosen for its cost-effectiveness, with initial estimates in the mid-20th century predicting a £1.75 million price tag. However, it wasn't until the passing of the Humber Bridge Act in 1959 that real progress was made. Political will, including influence from Harold Wilson's Labour government, helped secure the necessary funding in the 1960s. Construction officially began on July 27, 1972. Led by Freeman Fox and partners, the design and execution involved several challenges. The bridge's towers, made of concrete for cost efficiency and to blend with the landscape, stand 155.5 meters, 510 feet, tall. Remarkably, they are slightly farther apart at the top than the bottom, an intentional design to account for the curvature of the Earth. The steel suspension cables, stretching 71,000 kilometers, 44,000 miles, in total length, were spun between 1977 and 1979. Each cable can bear a load of 19,400 tons, providing the necessary strength to support the bridge's deck. The Humber Bridge officially opened on July 17, 1981, in a grand ceremony attended by Queen Elizabeth II. Its completion came with a final cost of £98 million, 440 million in today's value. Although initially criticised for its high toll fees, £3 each way for cars, the government reduced these charges in 2012, making it more accessible for daily users. This engineering marvel brought significant local benefits, cutting the travel distance between Hull and Grimsby by almost 60 miles and alleviating traffic congestion in Scunthorpe. It also enabled economic growth and improved social connectivity in the Humber region, fostering a stronger sense of community. Over the years, the Humber Bridge has faced its share of challenges, including wear and tear from constant use and exposure to the elements. In 2011, the pivot pin bearings in the bridge's rocking A-frames were replaced due to wear, ensuring the structure could continue to flex and move safely under changing loads and wind conditions. In 2013, a new electronic tolling system was introduced, replacing the outdated manual toll booths. This upgrade not only reduced waiting times, but also improved operational efficiency, garnering praise from business and transport leaders. Beyond its functional role, the Humber Bridge is a cultural and recreational landmark. It hosts annual events like the Humber Bridge Half Marathon and Hull Marathon, drawing participants and spectators alike. Its foot and cycle paths offer breathtaking views of the estuary, attracting tourists and nature enthusiasts year-round. As of 2024, the bridge remains a Grade 1 listed building, recognized for its historical and architectural significance. Despite being overtaken in length by more modern bridges, the Humber Bridge continues to inspire awe and serves as a symbol of connection and resilience. So whether you're a commuter, a marathon runner, or simply an admirer of engineering marvels, the Humber Bridge offers something truly special. A bridge that doesn't just cross a river, but unites people and places in a way that is timeless. Coming in at number 1 is a fake concept, often cited online, but notable for memes and discussions. 1. Sagrada Familia, New York City. The Sagrada Familia has not only faced artistic and technical challenges, but also a series of incidents that have tested its resilience. These events, ranging from acts of destruction to modern-day controversies, have left their mark on the construction process, shaping its journey toward completion. One of the most significant blows to the Sagrada Familia came during the Spanish Civil War in 1936. Anarchists attacked the basilica, setting fire to the crypt and Gaudi's workshop. This devastating act destroyed much of Gaudi's original plans, models, and sketches, leaving future architects with an enormous challenge. The reconstruction of these designs relied heavily on photographs, published works, and the salvaging of partially damaged materials. The interruption caused by the war slowed progress for years, leaving many elements of the basilica's construction up to modern reinterpretation. Another notable setback occurred more recently, on the 19th of April 2011, when an arsonist ignited a fire in the sacristy. While the flames were contained within 45 minutes, The incident caused significant damage to the sacristy and disrupted ongoing construction efforts. Tourists and workers were evacuated, and the event underscored the vulnerability of this unfinished masterpiece. The COVID-19 pandemic brought yet another halt to the basilica's construction. In March 2020, work stopped for the first time since the Spanish Civil War, and the site was temporarily closed to visitors. This pause delayed progress significantly, pushing back projected timelines. Though construction resumed later that year, the pandemic highlighted the fragility of relying on visitor-generated funding, as global travel restrictions reduced the flow of income from ticket sales. One of the most contentious issues in recent years involves a proposed stairway leading to the main entrance. This feature, part of Gaudi's original vision, requires demolishing several city blocks, displacing around 1,000 residents and businesses. The plan has sparked protests from local communities, who argue that their homes and livelihoods should not be sacrificed for the basilica's completion. Another controversy emerged with the construction of a high-speed train tunnel beneath Barcelona, passing perilously close to the basilica. Critics, including the basilica's engineers and architects, feared that vibrations from the train could destabilize the structure. Although the Ministry of Public Works assured the public of the tunnel's safety, its construction raised concerns about the long-term impact on this architectural marvel. Despite these challenges, the Sagrada Familia continues to rise, a testament to the determination of those dedicated to completing Gaudi's vision. Each incident, whether rooted in war, vandalism, or modern development, has only strengthened the resolve of its architects and supporters. The basilica's ongoing story is one of resilience, overcoming obstacles that might have derailed lesser projects. From the ashes of Gaudi's workshop to the modern controversies surrounding urban development, the Sagrada Familia remains steadfast. Each setback has shaped its evolution, ensuring that it is not just a place of worship, but also a monument to perseverance, creativity, and hope. As construction nears its centennial milestone in 2026, these incidents remind the world of the challenges inherent in creating something truly timeless, coming. But not every mega construction survives its challenges. Some turn into irreversible billion-dollar mistakes, while others become controversies that bring nations to the brink of war. Click on the link to explore this video on construction mistakes and controversies.